Yes, Lord.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I also join you in welcoming colleagues back from the political battlefield. I know that most people are out there fighting for their political lives. I quipped and I told the Prime Minister, the acting Prime Minister, that she is very smart. Yes, she's very smart, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, today is day number 65 since presidential campaigns kicked off officially. They officially began on 29th September of this very year. So today is day number 65. And you did allude to campaigns, wishing people to have successful campaigns. We are out there at various levels, presidential, parliamentary, and so on. Honorable Speaker, the campaigns kicked off fairly well. Peacefully, people were out there campaigning, especially the presidential campaigns, and we were happy. In fact, at some point we were here, and I commended government. I said, here I'll give you credit, because so far we are not being disrupted. We hope it continues that way. But alas, it was as if we were triggering them to do otherwise. The campaigns have now become brutal. Very unfortunately and unexpectedly. People are being shot dead, others are injured, many are incarcerated. Tear gas has become the order of the day. Dogs are being used to attack citizens, akin to what used to happen under the apartheid regime in South Africa. Police trucks, police cars are being used for crowd control. That when people are standing on the roadsides, waving to their presidential candidates of choice, the way police pushes some of them off the road is by driving into them, and a number of them have sustained numerous injuries because of that. Honorable Speaker, I saw the IGP, Mr. Abbas Byakagaba, yesterday. He held a press conference. And as we have been making these complaints, why is the brutality setting in so intense a manner? He made remarks and said, the presidential candidate of the National Unity Platform, the party I belong to and speak for, is to blame for the brutality meted out to our supporters because we hold processions. That was according to IGP Abbas Byakagaba. I said, now, there's a problem here. Our colleagues in the NRM regularly hold processions, very regularly, including yesterday, Right Honorable Speaker, because candidate Yoweri Museveni Tibuhaburwa Kaguta was in Mbarara and Rampara, and they held processions in anticipation of him. They even had a band leading them in holding these processions. Now, it is honestly hypocritical for IGP Abbas Byakagaba to say, NUP, we are shooting at you, tear gassing you, using dogs at you, and so on, because you're holding processions. But our colleagues in the NRM are holding processions. Why these double standards? Why this alarming hypocrisy, Right Honorable Speaker? And by the way, I don't want to be misconstrued. I don't fault the NRM colleagues for holding processions. It's campaign time. When a candidate is meant to be in a district, it will be different. That's why police is notified and so on, to make sure law and order prevails, because there is political activity. So I do not fault NRM for holding processions at all, because it is campaign time. My challenge is, when NUP and the opposition hold processions, it is illegal. And so they must be shot dead, they must be beaten, tear gassed, and so on. And for the NRM colleagues, it is okay. This is hypocrisy. And all of us should be condemning this. Because if actually processions are illegal, it should cut across. My considered view is that they are not illegal. Government should tell us. It's good the Attorney General is here, Prime Minister is here, very smart, as I said. Are processions illegal if it is NUP supporters? But if it is NRM supporters, as we saw in Barara yesterday and elsewhere, they are okay and legal. They need to let us know so that we are clarified on that. Honorable Speaker, as I quickly wrap up, Yesterday, again, I saw something. Oh, the police truck in Mbarara was ferrying NRM supporters to take them to Boma grounds, where the NRM candidate was to hold a rally. I got a bit confused. I said, now, on the one hand, you're beating our supporters, but you're helping to ferry supporters of another candidate. How does this work? When we saw His Lordship Justice Simon Byabakama, the EC chairperson, saying, after you have voted, please go home, police will protect your votes. People are wondering, now, this police is ferrying supporters of another candidate to their rally, and you expect that they are going to protect the votes of everybody? It does not quite make sense, right, Honorable Speaker.
You said police was ferrying supporters of another candidate.
Yes, a police truck.
From where?
In Mbarara, ferrying them to Boma grounds for the rally of candidate Yoweri Museveni. That was yesterday, right, Honorable Speaker.
I was actually in Mbarara yesterday. Okay.
I don't know if you didn't see it, right, Honorable Speaker, but it happened in Mbarara yesterday. Right, Honorable Speaker, the 6 p.m. narrative that I saw the IGP talk about, yes, according to the regulations and the guidelines, presidential rallies should end at 6 p.m. All rallies, actually. We should endeavor to respect these guidelines. I have a challenge, right, Honorable Speaker, in my camp and my presidential candidate. Police will normally take us off the main roads. A distance that should be 20 minutes ends up lasting 3 to 4 hours. So inevitably, you'll get to a rally late. And this is a complaint that we have raised regularly. Why is it that where other presidential candidates pass, the NUP presidential candidate is not allowed to pass? What is the issue? That you have to take us around in these circles. So it's good that we get some procedural guidance on this issue, right, Honorable Speaker. Allow me 1 extra minute. Because this is very important, right, Honorable Speaker. We were in Kayunga. After we were taken in circles, we got to the venue 5 minutes to 6 p.m. When the candidate began to speak, 2 minutes past 6, police began to lob tear gas canisters, firing in the air, and so on, attacking the crowd, and caused a deadly stampede. So I wondered, what exactly are you trying to cure? Because, yes, 6 p.m. is the cut-off time, and we are trying to abide by it, but of course we are taken in circles, so we might get there a few minutes late. 5 minutes past 6, you are attacking a huge crowd and causing a deadly stampede. How does that make even legal sense? It does not, right, Honorable Speaker. Even then, right, Honorable Speaker, why use bullets, tear gas, and so on? Because you're trying to implement a 6 p.m. rule, and you are killing people unnecessarily. Honorable Speaker, again I saw...
There's information, if you can take it.
Information from Honorable Ethel.
Additional information. Thank you so much, Lob, for giving way. In addition, this information is also needed. Yesterday, what we experienced in Shiramu Municipality, Wakiso District, I'm actually a victim. Not now, this time, police. UPDF trucks, a truck, 2 of them came to my side of the car. They hit my mirror. They have their numbers. They have hidden their number plates. And they are on the road. They are aiding police, but the way they are behaving. So we are saying that, how comes now even the UPDF trucks are part of the police security, but they are hiding their trucks? We cannot say this number plate is the one that has hit my car. They have affected the public address system, which we are using. They have hit, these UPDF officers, they hit yesterday our public address system truck. So we are saying now, whom should we ask and why? Thank you for your information.
There is information from Kimosho.
Thank you.
I'll take the information from my former committee member, Honorable Chimosho.
Thank you. Thank you, my former chairman. Honorable Speaker, I wanted to inform my former chairman and the leader of opposition to take heart that sometimes, in Kazo, I hosted the president recently, and I had organized a huge procession. It was supposed to be about 4 kilometers. And police stopped me even when I'm in RM. And so take heart, some of these things are not targeting NUP. As you guide, right, Honorable, maybe let's look into this matter holistically, but I don't think it is targeting NUP.
One thing we can tell you, whether you're NRM,
Yes.
whether you're opposition,
Yes.
if the regulations and the guidelines are saying no procession, there is no discrimination. We don't want procession. And even if NRM is doing it, they should stop it.
That's
if
what
opposition is doing, please stop it.
Thank you for
as
the
I conclude,
information.
as I conclude,
I thought you were done with your information, honorable colleague.
Let him finish.
may we
Let him
allow the
finish.
speaker maybe to do her work? As I conclude, Right Honourable Speaker, what I wanted to bring out clearly is that it shouldn't be misconstrued that it is NUP being targeted. Because I was stopped, I had organized everything. I actually got headache because of stress. And so it was a bad thing, and I'm sharing the feeling with my brother that possessions are not allowed.
Thank you for that information. I sympathize with you. You know, whenever we talk about election rigging, I saw colleagues in the NRM camp complaining about their votes being stolen, money being used, and so on, including people who sit on the front bench. So yes, some of what we suffer, some of you will suffer. That's why we should collectively say this is wrong and condemn it. Because if it is going to be okay for some, you will be targeted when you annoy the powers that be, Honorable Chimosho.
So you
and so they will not allow you. Honorable Speaker, you were giving me information. Honorable Speaker, again I saw the IGP talking about some of their officers being assaulted, some pushing and shoving. I saw a video which the police displayed. A very problematic video, a female police officer who was being pushed around by some people. The IGP said those were our supporters. I don't know where he gets that from, whether they had tags or whatever. But look, anybody that commits an offense, that person should be arrested and prosecuted. As you know, and it's the same narrative they're using. Some of them pale stones and so on, and they say we have videos. I say, look, if you have seen and recorded somebody pushing a police officer, why then do you have to fire at a crowd? Pick up that person, prosecute them. Honorable Speaker, never have we been on record to say it is okay for police officers to be assaulted. I'll remind the House, Honorable Speaker, in 2022, July thereabout, there was a police constable called Robert Mukebezi that was shot at by a UPDF officer. He was on duty. A UPDF car got involved in an accident, so he was towing it to a police station. They intercepted him and shot him. The man lost his leg. We kept coming here demanding for justice for Constable Robert Mukebezi. The police abandoned him, his institution of work. The army had done nothing at all. Up to now, that man is still suffering. And we have raised that issue, you remember, Honorable Speaker. So that's to show you that we are concerned about anyone that finds themselves offended
Thank you.
legally.
Thank you.
Finally, right, Honorable Speaker. This is the final issue. Honorable Speaker, we are getting close to an election. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs in April of this year was here, and he told us that they are going to table regulations on how biometric voter verification machines are going to apply themselves in the upcoming election. He made that commitment. That time they were seeking supplementary funding to purchase more of these kits. And we asked, where are you basing all of this? And he promised here on the floor, April of 2025, this year, that he will bring the regulations. We have 1 month to an election. They keep coming and asking for money, including some of the supplementaries that are going to be tabled. They want money for the voter verification machines. What guidelines are you going to base on? I saw candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. He made a statement when he was campaigning somewhere. He said, the biometric machines are what we are going to use mandatorily. A polling station where the machine will not work, voting will not happen. I was a bit confused there, and I want government to clarify. With our network issues, we saw what happened in the last election with the census. These machines, the far to reach areas, including Kampala anyway, and the neighboring areas, network will fail, usage will fail. So if you say, we are going to use these biometric machines mandatorily, so where they don't work, there is no voting. So what will happen? In Honorable Kazo Chimosho, who is also saying he's targeted sometimes, if they say we don't want this man back, they make sure at his polling stations the machines fail, or any other person anyway. That means no voting will happen.
Thank you.
What
Thank
happens?
you.
But also those regulations, we need them so that we are able to interact with them, punch holes in them, and otherwise. Thank you for accommodating my concerns, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Lob, what Lob raises is pertinent. On the issue of brutality, I don't think brutality is needed as of now. One thing we are failing to understand, most of these candidates don't have support. When you start brutalizing people, you give them support. They don't have. Me, I've been in the field. They don't have. I am speaking as the second national vice chairperson of the NRM party, and I also want I want to request all parties to respect the regulations and the guidelines that are given. But Attorney General, what Lob raises is really a very serious matter. Maybe you will need to give us information, or government. Now let's first get, because this is about